The room was silent except for the faint scratching of pencil on paper. Alex sat hunched on a creaky wooden chair, his head bowed, staring into the worn sketchbook balanced on his lap. The floor around him was littered with broken pencils and blunt crayons, tools of both frustration and hope. His sneakers lay discarded near the mirror's edge, untied, abandoned, like the dreams he once swore he'd chase but had buried under years of self-doubt. The mirror stood tall in the corner, leaning slightly against the wall. Its frame was old, carved from oak, its glass rippled faintly like a frozen river. Alex had dragged it home from a flea market years ago, thinking it would brighten up his dull apartment. But over time, it had become more than furniture. It had become his confessional, his battleground, his tormentor. Every night, he sat before it. And every night, the same thing happened. When he first glanced at the reflection, he saw himself as he was, slouched shoulders, thin arms, a tired face that belonged more to an exhausted man than someone in his 20s. But then, slowly, the glass shimmered. Like mist parting, it revealed another version of him, a man carved from steel and fire. This other Alex stood tall and unbreakable, his body sculpted into raw perfection, muscles gleaming with strength. His stance was wide, fists resting confidently on his hips, eyes burning with the kind of certainty Alex had never known. Even his sneakers glowed, sharp and clean, unlike the worn pair lying by the mirror. Alex hated him. And he loved him. "You think you can be me?" The reflection's lips never moved, but the words resounded in Alex's mind every night. "You dream, you sketch, you imagine, but you never become." The first time it spoke, Alex nearly smashed the mirror. But he didn't. He couldn't. Because deep down, he knew the reflection was right. Alex had grown up obsessed with heroes. As a child, he sketched them endlessly, capes fluttering, fists raised against the sky, men and women who could fly, fight, and win. He filled notebook after notebook with them, imagining that one day, he'd be strong enough to be like them. But life had a way of dulling dreams. His parents told him to be realistic. His teachers warned him that art wasn't a career. His friends moved on, chasing money, jobs, stability. And Alex? He stayed behind. Trapped between who he was and who he longed to be. The mirror was cruel because it showed him not just fantasy, but possibility. It showed him the man buried within him, the man he might become if only he had the courage to rise. One night, after yet another day of wasted hours at a dead-end job, Alex sat before the mirror again. His sketchbook lay closed on the floor. His hands trembled, not from fear, but from exhaustion. "I can't do this anymore," he whispered. The reflection looked down at him. For the first time, it moved. Its head tilted. Its eyes softened, almost with pity. "You already are me," the reflection said. Alex froze. He had never heard the voice so clearly, so firmly. It didn't feel like a taunt this time. It felt like a command. "You see weakness," the reflection continued, its arms spreading wide, "but strength is not born in muscle. It is forged in choice. Every rep, every page, every step you take, it builds me. I am not a dream. I am the proof of what you could be." Alex's throat tightened. He looked down at his hands, thin, shaky, but not useless. He remembered the countless drawings, the hours spent imagining strength, courage, power. All this time, he thought he was just sketching heroes. But maybe, unconsciously, he had been sketching himself. His eyes darted to the sneakers on the floor. He hadn't worn them in months. He laced them up, feeling their weight like an anchor, but also like wings. He grabbed a pencil and wrote in bold strokes across the first blank page of his sketchbook. Day 1. From that night, the mirror no longer mocked him. It became his partner. Each evening, Alex trained, push-ups until his arms trembled, runs until his lungs burned. He filled his sketchbook not with fantasies, but with progress, his meals, his workouts, his goals. The man in the mirror began to shift too. At first, it was subtle, a straighter posture, a hint of muscle where there was none. Weeks became months. His body grew stronger. His confidence sharpened. He fell, he failed, he restarted. And through it all, the reflection never left him. Every stumble was met with that unyielding stance in the glass, a reminder that the only real enemy was the one sitting on the chair, giving up. 1 year later, Alex stood in front of the mirror again. Sweat dripped down his brow, his chest rose and fell with heavy breaths, and his arms, no longer frail, were marked with the lines of hard-earned muscle. He looked into the glass, and for the first time, the difference between the man inside and the man outside was almost gone. The reflection smiled. "Not bad," it said. "But we're just getting started." Alex smiled back. And this time, he believed it.